Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to the Sunday night after party show. I'm your host, James, with my take on reality. And guess what? We just watched another Sister Wives episode. If you guys can hear me, you can see me, go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat so that way I know that I'm not sitting here talking to myself. I see some ones popping up. Thank you guys so much. Stacy, Anime, Jenny. Appreciate you, Kitty, Kathy, Ferran in the house. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, you know what? Tonight's episode, to be honest with you, it felt like pretty much refried beans. It was pretty much more of the same. I will say this though, in light of everything that happened during the course of the show, I did find it even to my own surprise, dare I say my chagrin, I was a little offended by the whole Cowdy Pass conversation. It kind of got me. I was like, we've done gone over this shit so much, it's just crazy. Tired of talk about Cowdy Pass. They need something new. And they did. They pulled the some things out that, in light of how much this has been covered, still kind of pissed me off. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. It's just like, I feel like this whole episode, like at least the first 2/3 of the episode, was basically them going back, having conversations about remembering when we was in the conversation about the show. And here's the weird thing, and I want to get you guys' thought on it. It really feels like, how at the end of the season, all the YouTubers will get together, and I kind of called it out at the end of last season. Maybe that's what some of the folks are kind of pissed at me. But I had said, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and everybody going to start talking about the shit from the beginning of the storm, the rewatches and shit, because they don't talk about nothing during the current seasons. And that's exactly what they did in tonight's episode. I feel like they're taking the place of the YouTuber who goes back and rewatches some of the old episodes to rehash some of those issues and bring some of those issues to light. Now they have the cast doing it. But see, the secret is that's not the job of the cast. It's not your job to go back and rehash shit. You can bring up stuff from the past if it's relevant today and you're trying to make a point or you're trying to retort against something that was said against, to you, about you, or against you. That's fine. I have no issues with that. I think that they do that too much, where they actually pretend like something didn't happen and never talk about it again. I think that is a problem on the show. However, the entire episode can't be, remember when back in season 3 when we was talking about blah, 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 blah. And that's what the episode is about. The time for TLC when you're doing these new episodes is you have to give us new material. That's what keeps your show going. You have to feed the machine. You can't do reruns on a show. You can't do reruns and flashbacks on a show. It's basically about reruns and freaking flashback. What are we talking about? That's usually, like they say, like there's a time in every episode. There's a term, jumping the shark. Goes back to like Happy Days. That's when the show pretty much turns a point where you can tell the show's about to get canceled. Jumping the damn shark. If you're sitting there and you're coming out and most of your content is about stuff that has already happened and you're recapping it on your episodes and that's supposed to be your new content, new material, new episode, your ass is about to get canceled. That tells me that you have nothing left to talk about. And Coyote Pass, is interested in some of these segments were and some of the information that came out, that is not enough for this to sustain another episode, another season, or another 3 or 4 seasons. So we'll get in that for a minute. Yeah, right. What is it? He said, yes, James Fonzie literally jumped the shark too. Yeah, I remember that episode. Will he make it? You know, back in the day, they used to have the cliffhanger episodes. Y'all don't know nothing about that shit because you got DVDs now and everything on demand. But back then, you know, when the show came out, you had to watch the show when the show aired. And if you missed the show, you maybe, if it had like enough episodes where they could run it during the summer or during the off season to hold that spot, you might see it again. You might see it again. Now, if the show gets canceled, you just ass out. You never saw the episode, right? And they had these cliffhanger episodes where, like, you know what else did it? Dukes of Hazzard. Every episode be like, they're about to take this long ass jump. Will they make it? Or are they going to be swimming with the fishes? And they supposed to be jumping like a ravine or a gorge or something. And you don't know if they're going to make it. Same thing with Fonzie. He was jumping a shark pit, little tank with a shark in it. Like, will he make it? We don't know. Tune in next week. And of course he made it. He's out there skiing with a leather jacket. Of course he's gonna make it. Which makes no sense because if anybody's ever swam before, trying to swim with fucking clothes on is the most ridiculous thing. Especially when you try to get out of a shark tank. You might as well just go ahead and dip yourself in some booty juice and let that be that. Because you overdone data. All right. Hopefully folks had enough time to join in. Don't you know? I know some of you have noticed that I'm going back to my football cup. And that's because my big mug got broke. I feel like Cody. Yeah, my mug got broke. It's not my fault. But here's the thing. Let's like the fires kick the tires because I want to respect you guys' time. Thank you for joining us tonight. First thing, before we get into the whole Coyote Pass debacle, actually, we'll talk about something that Brittany brought up first. We'll pull that to the forefront. Hold on one second. She made a comment. We'll just go ahead and grab it. Grab this comment. All right, Brittany, one of the Mega Mod Squad said, I'm at the point where Cody said he doesn't like Jen because she encouraged Mary to leave the family. You didn't want her. The fuck are you talking about? Or I'm sorry, TF are you talking about? That's basically what it is. Like when push comes down to shove, Cody said that he sees Jen as his rival, his adversary. They have an adversarial relationship because when Mary was in Vegas, Jen had noticed that Cody was treating Mary shabbily. And she had suggested to Mary, you need to be out, as they say, the kids say. You need to be out. And when you go, you need to clear the bank account out so that way you can drive it in deep, make it stick, and then break that mother off. And I think that's advice that everybody would have been pretty much telling Mary along the way. And here's the thing. It's not bad advice. It's not bad advice. Now, I will say this. Let's explore the whole question of Cody telling Mary, or Jen telling Mary that she needs to leave Cody, and Cody being offended by that. See, I take a very interesting, I'll say it's interesting. I think it's interesting. I think it's a little bit different. Some people will look at that and say, well, that's Jen trying to come between Cody and his relationship. Here's my thing. If your relationship is strong, it doesn't matter what they friends say. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in your relationship and your partner has integrity, then it doesn't matter what their friends say. If anything, if their friends are giving them bad advice or encouraging them to break off a relationship that is positive and doing things for them, and their friends come in, you need to go ahead and leave him alone because he's a little square. He's a square and he's a simp dude, and you need to leave him alone. you look at yourself, you check yourself, be like, well, first of all, that's my husband. He doing everything I need him to do. He's blessing me every day. So what I need to do is check my relationship with you, because you're obviously not on the same path as I am. If your relationship is going in a positive direction. Now, if you're in a Cody Brown situation where you have a partner and her friends or his friends is talking trash about you, and you are recognizing that they aren't lying, that they are telling the truth, that when they say he's treating you poorly, she's taking you for granted, they're using you financially, physically, sexually, emotionally, they're vampires that are sucking the life out of you, and you need to leave that situation for your own mental health, and you know that all that is true, then yeah, you probably gonna be offended. You probably gonna be mad. You probably gonna say, you know what, I hate that lady. I wish you would stop talking to her because she's trying to break up our happy home, even though it's not that happy. Because we remember, or at least I remember, when Mary was sitting there talking to Jen, and she confessed to Jen that when they first got to Las Vegas, they meaning the family, and Cody sat Mary down and told her when they were in the separate homes, which means that they had only been in Vegas for about a month or 2 months when they first arrived. Cody looked her in the face and said, you're going to have to work to get me back. And here's a whole list of stuff that you're going to have to do. You had me suffering for the last 20 damn years, and now your ass is going to suffer for the next 20. And so by the time they buy the houses and all that stuff, and they move in and she meets Jen, this is years of her being mistreated by this man. And then Jen comes in as her friend and sees this. Yeah, she's going to say something. You know why? Because that's what friends do. If a friend see that you in trouble, a friend is going to pull you aside and be like, yo, bro, you're in trouble. You need to assess your situation. Now, Mary being Mary, she sat there and she took that shit. She took it on the chin. For years after, Jen had suggested that she leave. Now, here's my thing. I have no idea why you would turn around and blame Jen for Mary leaving. Jen told her early on that you should be out. Mary stayed. So she defied Jen. You gave Jen all the justification as to why she was saying what she was saying and how right she was and how Mary should have listened to her from the beginning. It might have saved her a lot of heartbreak. You did that. So I firmly place this in the category of Cody, your fault. Okay? Your fault. Because like I said, I'm not a megalomaniac. I'm not a lunatic. I don't think I'm a maniac. Here's the deal though. I am not conceited. I don't think so. I think I have I pretty much feast on humble pie every day. And I will say this. I have enough confidence in myself that if somebody can walk into my relationship after everything that I've put into my relationship, all the time, energy, effort, heart, compassion, love, and everything that I poured into my relationship, if somebody can walk in and break my shit up from a conversation, then it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. If I'm putting everything I got in there and they could talk you away from me, then it wasn't meant to be. And that could be on two fronts. On the first front, you didn't care enough about what I was doing, or realistically, if we break it all the way down, you might not have been the right person for me to be pouring that shit into. You might not have been worthy of the time, energy, effort, attention, affection, and everything else that I was pouring into you. Sometimes you could have somebody who you're in a relationship with, and you guys are like, they could be, woo, you my soulmate. You right there, we locked in. But then you recognize that the time you come into their life, they not ready for you. They not ready for your blessing. Maybe on any other day, maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, a week from now, 2 days from now, they might be ready. But where they stand right now, they're not ready to receive what you got. Sometimes you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, how many times have you seen somebody be like, you know what, I'm a good person, they're a good person. I understand why we can't get together because right now it's not the right time. Maybe that person still has some growing up to do. Maybe they still have some things that they have to address about themselves, some things that they have to work on with themselves in order for them to be ready for the type of, or at least the level of love that you're trying to give them. And they're just not ready for it. So if I'm doing all that and I'm doing everything I can, and then somebody can come in with some sweet words and sweet talk your ass away from me, then okay. Then you wasn't mine to begin with. You know what I mean? Or, you know, some people in coming people like seasons. Some people come in, they're for a day, they bless you with a day. Some people come in, they bless you with a lifetime. You know, you can't really tell who's who until, you know, all the cards get dealt. So I mean, I think that that's a big thing. That's what I took from that. When I heard that, I'm saying I agree with Brittany. I think that he's mad at Jen because Jen upset the apple cart because he fully expected Mary to continue taking the bullshit and continue contributing to the family. When I say family, I mean him and his bank accounts and his objectives, and for her to keep following behind him like a little lost puppy. And when Jen comes out and says, don't do that, all of a sudden, Jen is the enemy. I 100% agree with that. But I take it to the next level. That if Cody is that upset with Jen, he needs to be upset with himself because, bro, that's your fault. You know, I say the same thing about like, you know, actually it wasn't me. It was Chuck D, a gentleman by the name of Chuck D, an American poet from a group called Public Enemy. And he was on Donahue one day and they were talking about this is right when the explicit lyrics warning label came out on the records. And he was like, how do you come out with these movies? And he said, look, they have these records, you know, you're corrupting the youth. He said, you know what? Sylvester Stallone, how many people he killed in Rambo? Arnold Schwarzenegger, how many people did he unalive in a Commando or Terminator? And nobody complains about those films, the Godfather series. Holy smokes. Right? But you complain about a song. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If your kid can sit down, they could be with you for a lifetime, and they sit down and listen to a 5-minute song, and that changes their whole life, then you failed. Okay, you failed. Straight up. If they can listen to a 5-minute song and it does, you know, 15, 16, 17 years of you inputting into that child, you failed miserably. And I think that that's the case. If you've put in 20 years of attention and affection into a relationship and somebody can come sweet talk them out from under you, either you weren't doing your job or they weren't ready to receive the blessing. That's where I'm at with it. So thank you so much for that, Brittany. Now, Brittany, let's take a look at some of these things that I wrote down about this nonsense. It's not, you know what, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not that extensive just because let's be frank. There wasn't a lot going on in this episode tonight. I do want to talk about, before we get into it, let me take a little sip of water. Are there multiple lives going? YouTube is my time machine. Yes and no. It's one live, but it's if you have a computer or a TV, it's coming out one way. If you're on the phone, it formatted so that you can watch it off your phone. That's so it's one live. It's the same live. Just to answer your questions. It's something new. My stream provider is offering, and it comes off week. It comes off wacky. Last week, I didn't realize what was happening. I deleted one of the lives. Yeah, I mean, I was like, what? Oh, snap. This is ridiculous. You know, I must have put this in by mistake, not realizing they did it. Yeah, communication. All right. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was actually something that I think is insanely important as you get into relationships. is one of the things that you don't really think about, because now it seems like everybody is so worried about making sure they have a physical or sexual compatibility with their potential partner. So you got to make sure you come in, kick the tires, like the fires, and test drive that thing before you put some money down and buy it. Before you walk them down the aisle, you got to make sure that you like the fit, right? And there's so much of that going on. And I think that there is a place for that conversation and that discussion to make sure that you guys are compatible as far as the things you like, the things you're willing to do, how much you trust each other, your openness to be able to explore with each other, and things of that nature. I think that that's key. But I also think that you should have conversations, especially as you engage in discussions of marriage or long-term commitments or even committing to one another. There are things that you should address. Just top three. Obviously sex is in there, but 2 and 3, money and children. When I talk about children, we'll go back to front. When you talk about children, you want to talk about, how do you plan on having children? Is that even on the table? Is that something you see for yourself? Is that something that's negotiable? Is that a non-negotiable? When you talk about if both parties are agreeing that you don't want kids, cool, you move forward from that point. If you're agreeing that you want to have and agreeing that you want to have children, how many children do you want to have? What are you thinking? Of course, it's not, you can't be like, I like the fries and I'll take 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl. Can I have a beauty queen, a wrestler, and a photographer just because I like the arts? Like, you can't order it like a takeout, but you can get a range of like where you kind of want to be at, because this conversation is important, because I know somebody personally, the married couple didn't have this conversation. She came in with a child. He didn't have any kids when they first got married. They started talking about, come on, girl, you gotta give me one. So she gets pregnant, she gives him a child. Then the next thing you know, you say, "Oh, wow, this is great. You're so beautiful. Your child is beautiful." And then they, "Thank you so much. Thank you so much." And then she looks at it and say, "Yeah, maybe we'll have like one more." He's like, "One more? I want to have 9. I want to have 9 children. I have 8 brothers and sisters. And I remember growing up and I thought how cool that was. I want to have 9 children." That should turn into an argument, because that's a conversation, especially she just got finished, cracking one out. Like, she just got finished laying the egg. Like, what I mean? That pain was fresh. So, so you talking about 9, it made her stomach hurt, her stuff blew it out. She is not, she still got stitches. Like, 9? Your big rockhead ass kids? I don't think so. So that's a conversation that you want to have. How many children you want to have? Once you get past like the whole, like, how many kids you want to have question, you really can't prescribe like, I want to have boys and girls. That's just healthy. That's what you want. You want healthy children. After you get through all that, you want to start talking about how you plan on disciplining them, how you plan on raising them. Are you the hands-on type parent, like to get in there, chop some wood, want to go and send them out, get some switches? You that parent, or you the timeout parent, right? You want to have those conversations, because the 3 things that I mentioned, sex, money, and kids, are usually the reason why people's relationships fall apart and they wind up in divorce, right? We can go on and on about kids, but have the conversation about children. The second, going backwards, you want to have a conversation about money. Okay, the physical part, well, that's easy. I mean, do you like it? I love it. Okay, well, let's do it. It's amazing. No, we'll talk about the sex part. We'll leave the money for last. That's not just a figuring out what a lot of times what your kink is, what your swing is. You also want to figure out, what are your levels of commitment? What do you see as being commitment? What are your tolerances? What are your boundaries? Those type of things. What's cheating to you? Oh, that's easy. Cheating is when you taking phone calls and stuff. Not for everybody. So you want to make it very clear where your position is. These are conversations and a part of the communication, growing together in an intimate fashion. That was one of the videos I released. I talked about it last week, where I talked about like the intimacy factor of having like open and transparent communications and you building intimacy that way, as opposed to trying to rush in to just poke and prod and stick and smash and build intimacy on a physical level. Because it, to me, and I think this is shared by most people, the the emotional intimacy portion is the hardest because it's the scariest. Okay, physically, I mean, it do what it do. You know what I mean? Physically, it is what it is. Right? But when it comes to the emotional part of it, there's a sense where you have to be vulnerable to your partner. And that's where it becomes a lot more complex and it becomes a lot more scary and it requires trust because it's not just a matter of me having this conversation with you to tell you what I like. It's me having this conversation with you and going as deep as I can because I trust you with the information that I'm imparting to you. And you're trusting me with the things that you share with me, the things that you want to try, what your fantasies are, even we getting into the boudoir, or what your goals are and what you want to accomplish. If we're talking about professionalism and we talk about family and where you want to be and what your experiences were, these are all intimate conversations that partners have to have with one another in order to be successful. Now, finally, when we talk about money, 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 right? We talk about that thing all the pastors love. We gonna pass around the basket 2 more times so that way we can make sure we have enough money in the building fund. And pastor's vacation fund because pastor needs to go on vacation, as well as the plane because pastor needs to have a jet because I can't be flying in there with a bunch of demons. Right? So we started talking about money. I love the fact that they were talking about money on this episode, right? You had, this was like Christine and David have been coming out with some real shit, like as far as conversations in the last 2 episodes. Okay? Because the idea that they're having this conversation about money, Christine has a bunch of packages hitting the door and sitting there looking like Robin, you know what I mean? Got the Amazons all up on the counter, unopened boxes. She got a bunch of stuff just sitting on a bunch of diapers and stuff, which are crazy expensive, by the way. So she got about $200 worth of diapers. She wrapping up to give as gifts, and I got another cake to make. So that's another 2 that I'm putting on some children that I ain't got nothing to do with. We got 19 grandbabies, and I want to give them a crazy Christmas, right? And these are conversations that you want to have. How do you deal with money? How do you spend money? What are your spending habits? Do you like to save or are you a spender? Are you a person who likes to save up or are you a person that just throw it on the card? I like credit, right? These are important conversations. I like the fact that Christine and David had that conversation. I also appreciate the fact that David came out and said, okay, we have to look at this like we're going to have one income because David, I'm with you, brother. When I'm looking at these shows and especially where the Sister Wives franchise is going, I don't think this show has long to be on air. So David is addressing it like, so we have to start making plans now that when all of our financial responsibilities, duties, and obligations are still due and pressing, and my income is the only income we have because the Sister Wives income is going away. How do we move forward? And we have to start making plans now. I 100% appreciate the fact, one, I'm grateful to the fact that they shared that with us. Two, I'm appreciative of the fact of how real David kept it. Like we have to start looking at what we're going to do. But I gotta pay for like kids to go to college. I won't buy a bunch of stuff because we didn't have money. And I understand you're operating from a place of trauma. But here's the thing, especially when you grew up poor and you live poor and all of a sudden you get money and you want to do all the things you couldn't do when you were poor, that's a great way for you to wind up being poor again. Okay? If you want to move back to Poorsville, if you want to move back to broke city, broke city. What? Broke city. If you want to move back to don't have no fun, rabbit ears for pocketsville, right? You just spend all your money and act like nothing's going to change. You're never going to get old. People ain't going to retire. David is trying to build a future for Christine. Now, the interesting part of that conversation for me was that while they're talking about that, there was a crack across converse of ideas when we see Robin and Cody, because you can hold these two up as, mirrored pairs in a lot of ways, parallel pairs, because you'll have David coming out, he's trying to be responsible and he's trying to be the responsible partner. However, you have Christine who was with Cody, and Cody was an irresponsible partner where David is talking about we need to put money aside because we might only have one income and we need to start, kind of curtailing our spending a little bit. We need to cut back, tighten shit up so that way we have money when the income does go away and we not, start having to sell stuff off, fire sale stuff. You, on the other hand, you have Cody and Robin who just went out and bought a $2.1 million house. You understand what I mean? So you have David on one hand saying, hey guys, we need to slow down. And you have Cody on the other hand, like, this money is never going to stop. Sister Wives is never getting canceled. We're on season 20. And this is never going to end because people love us, So I think that's very interesting. And the one thing I will say with Christine's experience with Cody, right? The one huge benefit to being in a relationship with a person who doesn't have a budget, doesn't have direction, doesn't have financial discipline. One of the benefits of being in that type of relationships is you don't have those constraints either. You don't have to worry about money. So Christine was able and free to spend money how she wanted to spend money because Cody was doing the same thing. How is Cody going to come there and tell her that she can't spend money when he's blowing money? Right? So I thought that part of it was interesting. And now, like, I think it was Maddie or Christine, the kids talking to the parents about how to do finances and things of that nature, trying to coach them up on how to address things differently. I see where David is trying to get Christine kind of on that same page, where he's trying to coach her up and say, look, this is how we have to start moving. This is what we have to start considering. We just can't pretend like the money's just going to keep coming in because we nice and people like us. So they just going to keep, that, like that book, that very well, unless something comes out in the next year or two, or she reveals something that's completely insane in her next tell-all book, that book is not going to do the same numbers as her first book. So you like the chances that you become like this world-renowned author, like the woman who did the Harry Potter books, I forget her name, but like her, is slim to none. So you got to start working where you are, not necessarily planning your life out on a hope, a dream, or a scheme. And that's one of the things that Maddie had criticized Cody about. Let's take a look at one of the super charts. We had a Megatron with the $10, $10. $10. All right. But did his friend Ken tell him to leave 3 of his wives, and they all got mad at Christine for demanding an apology and refused to hang out with him and Mary, dragged Christine for filth, and called her a princess. This is absolutely true. Because for Cody wasn't offended that his friend Ken said, in order for you to come back to the LDS church and save your life, your soul, and be able to become a respectable member of society once again, you have to leave 3 of those heifers where they are, right? So because Ken had said that to Cody was okay with it because at the end of the day, Cody was going to still be included in the equation. He said, you got to get rid of 3 of them. He didn't say you got to go out there and choose which two of y'all gonna make it. Out of the five of you, which two of y'all going to heaven? They didn't say that. Cody was secure in the fact that they weren't talking about him. And he knew he was secure. And when push comes down to shove, if we're going to keep it all the way a stack, and I'm sure if you ask Cody and Robin and they were all the way honest, they would say that when Ken said that, if somebody would have said, click, 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 pick a wife, we all know which wife he would have picked. That's why, I mean, let's be honest. If Robin at all felt like she was threatened, Robin would have been throwing a fit. Cody would have had a hard ass way to go. It would have been Robin would have been sitting there arguing with Cody the same way Christine was. 100%. Only difference is Cody would have gave a shit and he would have cared that Robin was upset. He didn't care that Christine was upset. You know, so Christine mad. Oh well, it's just a joke, Christine. But you can, meanwhile, you can't say nothing about Robin. You know, if you would have took on that fifth wife, you would have been able to save your family. I will punch you in the face. I will punch you in the face. You talk about my sweet Robin with her crazy ass eyebrows touching each other and swoop down that perfect way to make her look sympathetic like a little puppy. Right? So, yeah, it just depends on who you're talking to. So is it fair? No. But again, especially when you're talking about polygamy and the outcome of polygamy, fair's got nothing to do with it. Fair's got nothing to do with it. Let me give you a little something, Megatron. Good point. See, the parallels are there. Just got to know how to see them. All right. It does sound freaky with the thing. My speakers are like, dong, 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 dong. I guess you guys didn't really need to know that. Oh, well. All right. Oversharing. Yay. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, some folks talking about like when he shaved his face. Like you should just went ahead up top with that boy. Just go wow, and hope it you wouldn't even have to go like womp 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 womp. You just had to go womp 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 womp. You'd have been done. You'd been Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, and you know, I you know, call me crazy, but I think Cody might actually. He probably look half decent bald headed, unless he got like divots or crazy ass like skull shape. Like you know, I mean, sometimes you can't tell. Maybe Cody's sparing us. Like he got like crazy divots or something, but because you know he rode horses, and I don't see this dude wearing helmets. So you know he might have been falling off of horses, but that would also explain a lot. On to the next thing. We have the whole let's talk about before we get too far though. I want to give a shout out to one of Jen's not Jen, Janelle, one of Janelle's friends. I noticed at the end of it, I think her name is Moody. She passed away. You know, let's give some hearts in the chat for her and her family. That's that's a rough loss because we were just introduced to her. I'm not saying I feel close to her or anything like that, but it's just she's on the show. Let's recognize her and give her some hearts in the chat. I'll throw some hearts in there too. Let me see. Here we go. Because that's, I mean, it's rough. It's rough. And that's Janelle's girlfriend. And here's it's kind of a reminder too that even though we're familiar with Mary's friend Jen, we always have to keep in mind that some of their friends just don't want to be on TV. Some of their friends don't want to be on TV, but she could, depending on how that works, she could have been one of Janelle's closest friends or close friends. And she said she was cool with her and they were hanging out when she was in Arizona. So thank you guys for putting those hearts in the chat. Appreciate you. So did Jenna encourage Mary to leave? Guys, let's just talk. We're going to have to break this Cowdy pass. Look, Paramount, put your earmuffs on and put your headphones on, folks. Put your seat back because, ladies and gentlemen, we finna take a ride, okay? Because when it comes to this Cowdy Pass, there's so many of these little tropes that I am so tired of. I am so tired of it. Like the whole trope about, worn out, beat up ass bullshit storyline about, oh, Robin is so heartbroken because selling County Pass means she gotta let the family go. Oh, County Pass represents the family. This is the last bastion of hope that the family might come together because it reunite on County Pass. Let's be honest when it comes to this. Let's be honest. All right, we're dropping troop bombs tonight. If we're going to be honest, first and foremost, right off the top, one of the things that annoyed me when I heard them say it annoyed me when Robin was saying it, but it really annoyed me, got to me when they had Robin's kids saying it. And it's the idea, because they're saying it, they're echoing something that they've heard Robin say. Oh, giving up County Pass means that the family won't come together anymore and we won't have an opportunity. It was a chance for the family to come back together. Stop that shit. Don't teach your kids, please, please, please don't teach your kids that the value of a relationship, the friendships, familial bonds and things of that nature are tied to material things. Don't teach your kids to love money and chase money so much that they ignore everything else. Oh, if we lose County Pass, that's our chance to get together as a family. No, to hell with County Pass. Pick up the phone, adult child. You have a cell phone. If you want to talk to your brothers and your sisters and you want to come together as a family, try calling them. Don't worry about a piece of property. There are plenty of people out here in the world that don't have a stick or stone between any of them, but that family is tight as two butt cheeks, okay? Tight as two butt cheeks on an amusement park ride. We're dropping 500 feet at 200 miles an hour. Hey, you understand what I mean? Fake, clench factor 10, okay? Tight as two butt cheeks. You couldn't break that family up with a sledgehammer. And they don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. In some cases, when people are experiencing true poverty, when they struggling together, they are close as all get out. They fight together. You can't say nothing about them. You get to talking about, one of your brother got holes in his shoes. You had to, man, that dude will fight you like a bad cat. Okay? It's just like that annoyed the hell out of me. Like, if you guys are so worried about getting back with the family or having a family come together, a piece of land isn't going to do it. Because I don't go anywhere I'm not welcome. I don't go anywhere that I feel uncomfortable. I don't go anywhere with a bunch of snake ass people who tried to screw me. So you having a piece of land isn't ingratiating these kids to come back and join the fold. The fact that you think that holding materialism or material items over their head is a way for you to control and manipulate them to come back is disturbing in and of itself. And some people are going to look at this, and I don't give a shit. They're going to look at James, you're taking it too far. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I'm tired of this whole, like, we kept the property because this was the only way the family was going to come together. They still got phones. It's not like somebody's asking you to go out back, rub two sticks together, start a fire, and start sending up smoke signals, hoping they can see it. They have cell phones. They have phones. Drive over to their house and talk to them if you want to talk to them. Part of the problem that you guys have is that you waited so damn long and you were hoping that you could blackmail them and pressure them into coming back to the family because you were holding out on the money. And if we talk about another point that pisses me off to no end is the idea that, or I want to say it pisses me off. It's just such a ridiculous statement. Oh, we had this. It was for the family. And if I feel like Robin, I feel like if I give up on County Pass, I'm giving up on the family. It's the last thing that we all had together. Rah, rah, rah. Let's be honest, people. Let's be honest. County Pass, that ownership of that property, 1/3 of your family has nothing to do with County Pass. Christine and her kids, 18 kids, 6 of those kids have nothing to do with Cowdy Pass. So how the hell does that represent the whole family? A lot of your family is already out of Cowdy Pass. The only 2 people or the only 4 family members who are still involved with Cowdy Pass with with 12 of the kids, technically not even 12 anymore, but 12 with 12 of the kids is there, but you're missing 6 of them. The shit is already broke. So let's not pretend that you holding on to Cowdy Pass for the benefit of the family, because that's ridiculous. Then they had the whole Robin had the thing where she does the she doesn't want to sell Cowdy Pass because it's so hard to sell it. I gotta go back. And she says that with the same vigor that she's been saying that she the shy, quiet wife who don't like to do public displays of affection with Cody because she just so shy and quiet. Oh my God, I want to be kissed on camera. Oh, it's so disgusting. I can't do it. Too shy. But then as soon as he shaved his face, all of a sudden she crawling up this dude back. What's going on? I thought you was a shy, quiet wife, but he shaved off a mustache that he's had now for I don't know how damn long. Cody's been rocking a mustache since like season 13, I think. Been rocking a beard. Now all of a sudden it's Cody. And if you have such influence, we know how much influence you have over Cody. Cody wasn't keeping a mustache and beard for them other women who he wasn't even talking to in the last how many years? 4 or 5 years? Come on, man. Come on, people. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Then you also have like the speaking of Cowdy Pass, you had the Mary with the heartbreaking confession. And here's my thing. Here's my thing. When I sat there and I listened to Robin and she says, talking about Mary and how she's looking out for Mary. And she says, my intention was always her best interest. Everything I did was about her best interest. And I wanted to make sure that Mary was good and Mary had everything she needed before I signed off and gave Mary her just due on Cowdy Pass. And here's the thing. I've seen where content creators are trying to work their way around to giving Robin some credit as far as communication is concerned, as far as being a person who's trying to bring the family back together. And I'm tired of that bullshit trope. I'm tired of it. You know why I'm tired of it? Because when push comes down to shove, I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be real with you 100%. When push comes down to shove, let's be honest. You got Robin sitting there saying that she wants to get the family back together, and that's why she's holding out on Cowdy Pass, because deep down she wants to get the family back together, and she wants us to meet and have this conversation. And I talked about communication before in my last video. Check that out. It's posted now, talking about the uselessness of communication when all you're doing is talking. And that's all Robin wants to do. She wants to have a conversation. She wants to talk. She wants to talk about the family coming together. She wants to talk about, say a bunch of shit about what the family needs to do in order for them to have better relationships. You know what the family needs to do in order for them to even begin to have that conversation? And this is just real talk. This is just real talk. And we're putting the bullshit aside. What they need to do is you got to make sure that the people are coming there 100%. You got to make sure you clean the decks first. You got to make sure that you clean the slate. You can't just come in there and just say, okay, well, I'm going to rip you off for a bunch of money. We start a business together. We each invest, $10,000 into that business. I steal your $10,000, put it in my bank account. The business goes bankrupt. And I say, I just want to meet with you and talk about our friendship. There's no reason for us to keep arguing about all this materialism. We need to get back together as friends. We can't even pretend to have that conversation until I give you your damn money back. You can't even pretend to have a conversation with Mary and Janelle where y'all can actually meet and be honest with each other, open with each other, and begin to build that bridge back to where you can have a civil discourse and conversation so you can repair your relationship until you pay them their just due. It's not going to happen. And you can't hold that shit over my head when we're supposed to be meeting and talking. You can't sit there and say, if I don't meet with you and talk to you, I'm not going to give you your stuff back. I'm not going to make you whole after I did something to you. I ripped you off, and I'm not going to make you whole unless you do what I want. I don't understand why you don't trust me. That's why I don't trust you. And that's why we can never be friends. Because you have to trust me enough that if you give me my shit back, you give me my stuff, and you no longer have that over top of me, that when I come and talk to you and I try to engage with you so we could rebuild that relationship, I'm doing so under my own free will. It's my choice to do that. It's not because you're leveraging something over me. And that's what I hear every time they talk about this shit. She did the same thing. I heard people say that shit before. Oh, she's just trying to open up the means of communication when they all went over to Mary's house and they were sitting behind Mary's house. And Janelle was trying to establish a place for her and her daughter to live. Meanwhile, Cody and Robin are living in Cody's McMansion down the road, taking care of Robin's kids with Janelle's freaking money. And Robin, she really cut through the crap because she wanted to have a conversation about what's really going on with the family. We can't talk about what's going on with the family until my needs are met. I can't talk about your wants until my needs are met. And I need my money. Janelle needs her money. She needs to be made whole in order for them to even pretend to have this conversation. I don't understand why why are we bending over backwards trying to give somebody credit for something that they don't deserve credit for? You're not a good person if you steal money from me and you hold it over my head that I have to come and meet with you and talk with you in order for me to get some of my money back. You're not a good person. Sorry, I'm not giving that to you. I'm not doing it. So we had that whole thing. Then we move into the let me just make sure I got everything. Okay, then we move into the whole reason why the deal was slowed down. According to Mary, the deal slowed down for moving forward and having everybody's names transferred onto the paper is because before Cody and Robin, before they wanted to put all the names and make that final where they put everybody's name onto the deeds of land or whatever, they wanted Mary to sign an NDA. So you want me to sign an NDA before we put the names on the paperwork? Why is that? Because it comes down to what Cody said. Because I'll be listening on my third ear, and we were watching on my third eye. Okay? I pay attention. And when they say, I want you to sign an NDA, what he was saying was, I'm pissed off. You refuse to sign this NDA. So you could talk about, you were free to talk about how I screwed you over. Because that's all Cody was trying to do. He was trying to, they were going to steal that land. Look, I've been saying this shit from the start. And it breaks my heart that Mary was sitting there, and to be honest with you, this was the one time that, I was really moved by Mary's tears. She's cried before, and I felt bad for her before, but I was really moved by Mary's tears because of this reason. She didn't deserve that shit. And she didn't do anything to deserve that. Like, if you argue about like the whole catfish thing, I mean, you got tricked because you were willing to go along with the trickery. But at the same time, I understand why you did it, because you were being ignored by your husband. I'm kind of on Team Jen with that. You should have left his ass, back in Vegas a long time ago. But at the same time, tonight, you saw that sense of vulnerability because she trusted Cody and she trusted Robin, and she's been defending you. I'm about to say some nasty things. She's been defending you two this whole time. Not only again to the family, but to the fans. She's been taking y'all back for this whole time. And then you had the audacity to say, and you try to go to Janelle, we need to sell this out from under her, and we're going to sell it behind the other two people's backs. Bump them. Robin's going to get her money because Cody's getting his money. The only person in that equation that was going to get screwed is Mary. Full stop. And Janelle said, yeah, I guess you could do that. She said, yeah, you could do that shit. But guess what? If you do that, Mary's going to sue you. Don't make no mistakes. And I'm on Team Mary for that part of it. If he would have screwed her over by trying to sell that land out from underneath her, she would have sued the hell out of his ass. She would have sued the shit out of him. And she might have put him in a situation where he couldn't recover. Right? Because you tap it in because that's intentional. That's intentional malicious harm. So you're moving away from just compensatory damages, and you might be dancing in a realm of like punitive damages. Okay? So she might have made out like a bandit. You do that shit if you want to, and at that point, she don't have shit to lose, bruh. She has nothing to lose, much to gain. And the last time I tracked, you and Robin out there spending that money. Because let's be honest, the whole reason why you're selling County Pass is because you got to put money down on that 2.1 something. So the money you making from County Pass is going away. So if Mary would have turned around and be like, all right, you know what, bet, you want to play dumb? I was going to say something else. You want to play dumb? All right, cool. We playing dumb together. Lawyer man, Operation Alpha. They go file that paperwork. Now all of a sudden you on the hook, and you got to explain stuff. You got to start coming out of your pocket for lawyer money instead of deposit money. And that could have put your whole deal with the shit show Chantel or the Cinder Palace in jeopardy. And that would have been a whole thing. So yeah, you backed off of it. But the whole reason why they were trying to get her to do an NDA is because he was planning on selling that land out from underneath her. And she deep down, you could even see it in Mary's face. The reason why she was hurt as she was is that she understood what I just said. She understood that shit. Mary, God bless you. I know you be watching the show because of shit y'all be saying. I know y'all be checking me out. Go ahead, hit me up on Instagram, say that you like my shit. But at the end of the day, this is something I've been saying on this show. I've been saying this. He's been trying to steal this land from y'all. He's been trying to get you. And if you were, and God bless you, Mary, because if you would have signed that paper, that would have been the chef's kiss of stupid shit. That would have been the chef's kiss of stupid shit. If you would have signed that NDA, he would have had your ass. Because then he would have came out, because the only thing that kept him off your back is the fact that he would have looked like dog shit. Because the fans do remember when you sold your house in Vegas and gave them the money. The fans do remember that so that he could buy the McMansion. The fans do remember and still hold to this day that you should have interest in the McMansion. The fans do remember you showing up to the house and writing out another check. And for him to turn around and try to give you 1/3 of 1/4 of the property, that's ridiculous. That's redonkulous. There would have been an uprising. That might have been the shit. As much as I say, like people say that they don't like Cody on the joint, I think if he would have did that and it would have came out and Mary could talk about it, that would have fans wouldn't just be on YouTube or Twitter or Reddit talking shit. That would have been the real mover of complaints. What's the real mover of complaints? When people sit down and they put pen to paper, Jack. When people put pen to paper and they go and walk down, put that shit in the mail and send that to TLC, and they got to stack that mail room is overrun with letters and shit. I'm gonna get Cody's ass out them criminal ass mugs. They would have got canceled. They would have got canceled. So that's the only thing to save Mary in that whole situation. But I thought that shit broke my heart because you could see the pain. You could see the pain and levels of betrayal in Mary's face when she realized that they were going to do that to. Oh, they was going to do that to you, girl. They was going to do that to you. Yeah. And then my favorite part is And like I said, one of the things that just annoys the hell out of me. Oh, Robin saved the deal because she came in. She just wants everything to be fair because I'm an evil bastard and I was going to do some evil mean stuff. But Robin came in. She changed my mind. She said, "You gonna be the man that I fell in love with." But Mary spilt the tea. Mary came out and spilt the tea because she said that Robin was a part of that conversation trying to get her to sign the NDA. So how you trying to, and that's another thing, boo-boo. How you going to try to be fair to the other wives and insist to be fair with the other wives when you know your husband's the one that's doing it? It's your man. It's coming from your house. It's coming from your house. So either Cody don't respect you, Robin. He don't give a shit about you and your opinion, and he gonna do whatever the hell he want to do, or you're in on the shit. And Cody, whether you like it or not, it's not, oh, I was going to do this evil thing, but I didn't do this evil thing because Robin talked me out of it. So therefore, I'm not a bad person. No, you're a horrible person. If it takes somebody to talk you out of doing the thing that you want to do, then you have zero freaking you have zero integrity. Your character is bullshit. In fact, if you were a character in a game, you would be an NPC piece of shit walking around because your character is bullshit. Okay? Because that is terrible. I would if I was going to do something like that, I would never admit it because it's not only it's like you're proud, like he's proud of the fact that he's ready to screw these women over. And there's something that he said, and then I'm gonna wrap on that. But there's something he said. He said he said something to the effect of uh shut up. Like, so I wish I was the kind of polygamist that could just say, shut up and do what I tell you. When he has those types of outbursts, people look at that shit, and I'm tired of content creators saying that, oh, well, when he says that, that's just him saying like top of mind stuff, and he just says what's on his mind, and he doesn't have a filter. Look, fuck you. Okay, no, straight up. That's not I don't have a filter. I just say what's on my mind. That's him showing you who he is. That's what that is. Let's stop dressing this dumb shit up as, oh, he's just honest, and that's the first thing that passed through his mind, and he just said it without thinking. No, he's showing you who he is. The mask is slipping. Let's stop pretending like this is some crazy revelation out of nowhere that, oh, you guys have to read the tea leaves and try to understand what he's doing, because you got to understand he's playing 4D chess. No, he's showing you who he is. He's being honest. He's telling you if given a chance, he would have fucked these women over. He would have took them to the cleaners. He took money for the McMansion from them when they sold the houses because he felt like he was entitled to it. That's his money because he inspired these women, pressured these women, pushed these women to invest in the damn homes that they couldn't afford, and had them paying their own mortgages. And then when they sold those houses, because he was standing there when they said, hey, let's look at this, and he was helping them pick out tiles, even though he didn't put no money down, he felt like he was half owner, and he was getting his lick back. And he had them selling damn houses. Then when they buy County Pass, he turns around and does the same thing. He says that this land is my land because I had to put up with your bullshit. I had to tolerate you. I had to come over there and lay with your nasty asses. Oh, I was so disgusted. I didn't even want to be with you. I wanted to hang out with Robin, but I came over. I wasted my time coming over to your house, and I didn't even really want to be there. And that's how he felt about it. And so because he suffered so much, he feels like he's owed that land. He's owed that money. And he tried how much did they sell the land for? $1.6 million. So he thinks that his pain and his suffering and his separation, his divorce decree is basically $1 million plus. So actually he made $1 million on County Pass, and they made $1 million on the McMansion. Because they bought the McMansion for 800, close to 900. They turned around and sold the McMansion for 1.6. They bought the County Pass for like 800, almost $800,000. Turned around and sold that for 1.6. So he made roughly about over $1.5 million free and clear from those two transactions. And he thinks that's all his. Oh, he's just talking. He just has like this stream of thought. No, he's telling you who the hell he is. And how many times have we sat here and we've all said that shit, and content creators have got on and said that shit. Oh, when somebody, Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And then you turn right around and try to make excuses for this dude. What are we doing, people? He's showing you who he is. This isn't the first time, and he didn't really mean it. This isn't the first time he said shit like this. Then it's, thank God for Robin, because if it wasn't for her, I'd have been screwing you guys over. If you go to a place with a guy and he said, yeah, man, you lucky I like your wife because I was ready to rob your ass. You don't trust that dude. Hell, man, you want to walk me out to the car? No, you don't go nowhere with that guy. You lucky. I found out that your cousin is one of my boys. Oh, I was going to do some shit to you. Oh, he wasn't going to do nothing. He just talking. No, he was totally planning on doing this shit because he's too damn comfortable with the idea of doing it. He's so comfortable with the idea of screwing you over financially, Mary, Janelle, and yes, Christine. He was so comfortable with that idea that he laughs and jokes about it now. That's how comfortable he is with that idea. He's there. You did some shit. And now most people, they have to turn that corner before, like can they do this thing before they make the decision to do the thing. Cody already turned that can I do this thing corner. And it was just a matter of whether he could actually do the thing he wants to do. And trust me when I say he wants to do it. And he was planning on doing it. Because this isn't a stream of thought. A stream of thought isn't you go down to an attorney's office and have your attorney draft a document to give to your other person so that it facilitates your ability to screw him over. That's not a stream of thought. Sorry. That's not a stream of thought. That's you making plans. That's you making plans. Now you failed, and just because you failed at trying to do something, the attempt, I count the attempts. If you try to do some shit to me, you go out and you get up under my car and you cut my brakes up out of my car, and I back my car out of my driveway and I run into a tree. And, oh, thank goodness I was only going 5 miles an hour. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh no, that's my friend. They wasn't trying to hurt me. Because I hit the gas, I hit the brakes trying to get out of my driveway. No, you get the attempt to. He is attempting to rip them off, and the fact that he sat there and what the craziest part is, he was fully expecting Mary not to mention it. And I appreciate the producer asking her, and I'm airing it tonight. Do you think that if you would have signed the NDA and he hadn't transferred it over, that he was going to sell that property out from underneath you and you wouldn't have been able to say nothing? She paused for a second and you could tell she started thinking about that shit. Because the answer is yeah. The whole purpose of him having you sign an NDA, because why would he be, if he gave you equal rights to Coyote Pass and gave you an equal share, why wouldn't he want the fans to know about it? The fans who've been complaining about Cody ripping her off this whole time? Why wouldn't he want the fans to know? Yeah, I did the right thing by Mary. I did the right thing by Janelle. I gave him equal shares on the lane. So y'all thought that would have been not how bullshit told you so moment. See, y'all thought I was going to rip them off. But see what I did? I put all their names on a property like I said I was going to do. And we all walked away with 25% of Coyote Pass like I said I was going to do. And that's what they agreed to. We worked it all out, guys. See, I'm not a bad person. You don't think Cody would have did that shit? Cody would have been celebrating that from the highest mountains he could. The only feasible reason in my mind why he would do that is because he was planning on ripping them off. But let me know what you guys think. And because like I said, you would feel like the biggest ass in the world if you marry, because that just puts your whole jaw, that puts your whole perspective in order. Like, you've been doing this whole time, and given a chance, given free and clear chance, it makes you question your entire relationship with them. Because this whole time, oh no, Cody and Robin wouldn't do me like that. Why we got to get lawyers? Remember Barry said, they said, why we got to get lawyers, Janelle? We don't need lawyers. You think they'll try to screw us over? She even went back and told Cody and Robin, you ain't going to believe this. Janelle talk about we should get lawyers. Oh, you didn't, did you? Did you talk to anybody? You didn't, did you? Oh yeah, you ain't going to need a lawyer. Well, I'm going to take good care of you. If he was going to take care of you, my whole thing has always been, if he was going to take good care of you, then your name would have been on the documents from the start. You were giving up equal money so you could buy Coyote Pass. So why wasn't your name on all pieces of land? Everybody who's in the family, all the adults should have been on all 4 pieces, all 5 adults, all 4 pieces from the start. When he went down and drafted it, it should have been that way from the start. But Cody made sure that his name was on everything and everybody else got a little tiny piece. And he made it so that nobody could do anything on that land without his express permission. And that's also the crazy part when he sits there and complains that, oh, I'm the only one who did any work for this. Because you're the only one who could do work for this. You wanted to be the guy in charge. You're the guy in charge now. Now you have the responsibilities of being in charge. I don't want to be the responsibility of doing any charge. They're not even giving me anything for this. This would be the equivalent of if we all got together and said, hey, let's go to the bar together, do happy hour. We order a bunch of food. And they would say, okay, we'll do one check. We all just kick in. And then if the check come, everybody kick their money in. Everything is set. He'd be like, oh, we hand the money over to Cody. And then Cody look at us and be like, oh, this check is short. What are you talking about? There's the bill and the tip. How is it short? Oh, because you guys didn't give me money for handling the money. Because I'm handing it over to the waitress, and I need a little something, so that when I hand it over to the waitress, all my efforts are rewarded. You're like, hold up,
wait a minute,
wait a damn minute, because I ain't giving you shit. I ain't give you nothing but a hard time. And I know that when Mary was sitting there and she was listening to all that stuff, especially with the NDA stuff, it just had to smack her in the face that she was in trouble. And that's when Mary was sitting there saying to herself,
congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourself because you trusted the wrong one. But let's check through some of the super chats. And okay, we'll check some of the super chats. And then I got some news for you guys, too. Got some news. So, Brittany Not Brittany with a $4.99 super chat. Everyone but the Cody and Robin crew can pick up the phone and communicate. But they want to cry about nobody coming to Coyote Pass. Yeah, right? Nobody coming to Coyote Pass. How would they know y'all even out there if y'all can't pick up the phone? Or y'all just gonna call them out of nowhere? Y'all we about to be in Coyote Pass in 20 minutes. I know we 5 minutes down the road, but we gonna be in Coyote Pass in 20 minutes. You guys gonna be able to come? Girl, I'm in Baltimore. Like, Hunter, I'm in Baltimore. Maddie, McKelty, Peyton, we're in North Carolina. Savannah, we're in North Carolina, girl. We 20 minutes. We ain't gonna be able to make that. See, you guys don't want to be a part of the family. You don't want to be with us. You keep rejecting us. Yeah. Get out of here, crazy. And that's another thing. Robin got her kids looking crazy as cat shit. Like, y'all, you need to stop. Stop that shit. Stop it. You got them looking crazy. Cut it out. Nobody want to come to Coyote Pass. I want to go out there and play in that Coyote crazy ass cow poop shit. I don't play in no damn place where people get sick. Everybody walking out of there with rashes. I'm gonna walk out of there with a rash and annoyed. Like, I don't think so. But thank you so much. Appreciate you, Brittany. We had Brittany Not Brittany again. Wait, hold on. We had Megatron first. Megatron with the $5 super chat. It was Robin expected Janelle and Mary to wait out in the cold for her, and Fungal Mouth to finally show up had me taking a sip and swallow damn near the whole bottle. Yeah, man. That's another thing. I got to tell you, that shit would have had me hot as hell, too. If I was sitting out there at Cody and Robin, but them sitting out there on Coyote Pass, like first Janelle and Mary show up first, and they said it looks like they're on time. So we have a set time that we're supposed to be meeting out there about my money. And then I show up, Mary show up, I'm standing out there waiting for Cody and Robin in the cold, in the middle of nowhere, because it ain't like there's facilities or nothing out there, because there's nothing. Right? They ain't do no work out there. They got that water cistern or whatever that the whole neighborhood paid for. And I'm standing out there waiting for these two jackaloons to show up. And they come pulling up after Mary and Janelle was already out there talking because they showed up on time. And Janelle was like, look, I'm going to go sit in the car because it's cold as shit. I'm going to go sit in the car and chill. So she's sitting in the car. They all going through their phones, Mary and Janelle. Then Cody and Robin pull up and they expect these two women to what? Hop out of their car, run over to the car. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you made it. It's so excited to see you. Please get out the car. Ooh, get out the car. Ooh, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Just look, you lucky if I showed up and I'm on time and it's about my money and your ass is late. The reason why I'm not getting out the car is because I'm trying not to cuss your ass out. That's why I'm sitting in the car. That's why I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to wait for the realtor to get here, which, by the way, if we have a set time and the realtor is late, that shit is unprofessional as hell. That's unprofessional. If you tell me 10 o'clock, I show up at 9:50. I've already trust and believe, especially with that kind of money, I'm already there 15 minutes early because I'm trying not to miss nothing. I don't want y'all out there talking and conversating without me anyway, which y'all already have been doing clearly. But I'm going to be sitting out there waiting. I'll pull up. It's 10 o'clock. I'm sitting there waiting. And it's so long. And then all of a sudden, Cody and Robin pull up. And then later, the realtor isn't even there yet. That's crazy to me. So either one, he's unprofessional as hell, or two, Robin and Cody done told them the wrong time. And they're showing up closer to the actual time and told Mary and Janelle some old bullshit. And then not to mention, it's all a power play. Because you're trying to control something. You couldn't control them and make them do what you want them to do. So this last ditch bullshit ass effort where you going to do what I tell you to do because I need you to show up at a certain time at a certain location, and then I'm going to make you wait. That's straight power shit. The power is games. Stop playing games with me, especially about my money. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, you don't want to ride this ride. You got to be this tall to ride this ride. You crazy? Because I would have been calling their asses. They would have got no peace from me. Where y'all at? Please don't make me drive to your new house because I know where you live. I mean, I saw it on the internets, the interwebs. All right, but let me give you a little something, Megatron. All right, then we had Brittany, not Brittany, with the $1.99 super chat. Oh, I cussed Janelle clean the F out too. Oh, because of the when she said with Janelle, I guess you could. So I mean, do what you gotta do, Cody. See, I don't know where Janelle is. Like Janelle, I guess she's so used to Cody talking shit. But and I'll give her this too. Did you say that to her? Yeah. I said that to Cody because when it comes to Cody, the one thing is you're not going to threaten him or talk him out of doing something he planned on doing because Cody is too frenetic. He just does whatever he wants to do, and you just kind of deal with the consequences. If anything, Janelle should have weighed out whether she was going to tell Mary because on one side, if the deal is going through, then you might not tell Mary because Mary might jump in there and blow the deal up. I mean, that would be the only concern I would real concern I would have. Mary might jump in there and blow the deal up because she's pissed, which she would have every right to be. But at the same time, you know, if it looked like stuff about to go left and Cody is going to move forward, then you make a phone call to Mary immediately and let her know. So I think maybe that's where she was playing it. I don't know though. Trying to give Janelle the benefit of the doubt. Thank you, Brittany. But it is a little sketchy. I ain't gonna bullshit. It's a little sketchy. Brittany with the $4.99 super chat. Cody is a grown ass man who knows what he says is hurtful. And if he really cared about how he was coming off, he would change. Low key at McKelty. We're gonna talk about that in a moment. But I 100% agree because Cody did say something like that in Special Forces. Like, this is the way he operates, and he doesn't feel no need to change. And to that, I would say, bruh, if the way you were was working for you, then I would say, yeah, don't change. But as a guy who has had 3 divorces in the last few years, has been humiliated on television publicly for the last, I don't know how many years, who has had multiple people like, look, if one person meets you and they say you're an asshole, then you can't get along with everybody. You can't people please everybody. But if everybody you meet turns around and say that dude's a jerk, okay, you got to take a step back and look at yourself. You got to do a self-assessment. You might be a jerk. And now, dare I say, most likely you are a jerk. Especially if you're getting people from different walks of life. The only thing they can agree on, like you got Republicans and Democrats, and you got, you know, you know what I mean? Misogynists and feminists. Everybody looking at you like that guy's an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? We can't agree on nothing else. We can agree on that though. Like, bruh, it might be you. Just saying. But thank you so much, Brittany. Let me give you a little something. All right. Then we had Lizzie B with the $5 super chat. Lizzie B now 2 of the mega mods in the house. That's relinquishing control. The narrative and his money. He wasn't going to do that. Cody is too much of a narcissist. Hit the like button. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I agree. I think that like when push him down to shove, the whole Cowdy Pass thing and the whole like venture in that part of what makes it, I guess, even remotely interesting. Because this is really, as Janelle said, because if the documents and paperwork are already done, you could fax that shit to people because we have technology now. It's not like the olden days where they all had to get together and they had to ride over to get the Notary Republic to stamp these stuff and boss it with wax. Like it's just not that time anymore. So you can do everything that they're doing, they can do electronically in their own separate states. They never have to come in contact with each other in order to get this done. So 1 is probably done for the show. And 2, if this was something that Cody had insisted upon, this is in fact just him taking power and control. This is the last grasp and the last gasp of his authority over these women. Like after this is over, like this is, after we sell this land, we ain't got nothing else to do with each other. Yeah, and it's killing you that you don't have this to hold over their heads anymore. Because this was the little bone that you would kind of, come on, you could do it. That's what Cowdy Pass represents, and that's part of the reason why I'm glad this chapter is over. But thank you so much, Lizzie B, in the house. All right, let me. Yeah, give Brittany and Lizzie B some hundies in the chat. Thank you guys. The Mega Mod Squad keeping everything secure, holding us down. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. Just real quick, I'll go through some things that I have coming up. I've been putting out some shorter videos so that folks can enjoy those. People don't want to sit through like the hour and a half, 2 hour, 3 hour live. They were getting beefy. But this week I will be doing some additional content. I wanted to do a show on special forces And at you guys' request, I did watch the Pop Psych episode. Oh, Carmel Cuties is here too. Okay, yeah. Carmel Cuties a hundo. Put some hundos in the chat for Carmel Cuties. Throw you some hearts, Carmel Cuties. Sorry, I didn't even see it. My apologies. That's on me. I got a lot of stuff going on. In the background, a bunch of screens and images and shit. But Carmel Cuties in the house. Holla. Thank you so much, Brady. Appreciate the assist. I told you, man, the Mega Minds been keeping me in check. They were like, "You messing up, James." Appreciate you, Brady. I appreciate all my Mega Minds. We got Brady, not Brittany, Lizzie B, and Carmel Cuties all up in the house. Oh, we got a full house tonight. Got a whole ladies here. All right, but I did watch the interview with Pop Psych. Now, I am not going to do like the video I'm going to put out. I'm going to talk about like 3 issues that I noticed in the video. I want to say issues, just things that I want to comment on that McKelty was talking about. And this won't be, just so that you guys know, this will not be I'm a bash Pop Psych and his wife or McKelty and Tony. In fact, I'm not even going to bash I'm not even going to bash Cody and Robin. But I do want to do some frank real talk about some of the things I noticed in that video. So I'll be rolling that out hopefully this week. I can get that out. And so keep an eye out for it. But like I said, there was some interesting stuff in it. I do think that again, hats off to Pop Psych and his wife for landing the interview. That was a big win for them in their channel. But there's some things that I wanted to talk about with regard to that. Just some stuff that I noticed. Give my pedestrian view of some of the things that I noticed from that thing. But yeah. So we had I'm sorry. Here we go. At Carmel Cuties, the $2 super chat said, "See how you do me, James? All good. See how you done did me? When you thought I wasn't around. You had a whole bunch of shit to say, right?" Carmel Cuties in the house. And she was featured on like both Brittany, Carmel Cuties, and Lizzie B. We're all at the round table on Saturday. So had a good time, nice little discussion, a lot of fun. But appreciate you. Let me get a little something. Yeah, but we will be doing that. So keep an eye out for that too. And you guys want to check out the shorter videos, those are up now too. And we'll be back on Tuesday for the call-in show where you guys get to leave your opinions, because I want to hear what you guys have to say with regard to how you thought this episode went. Like, was this a winner? Was this a loser? Was it more of the same? It kind of felt like more of the same. It actually felt like a rehash of a rehash. So, and with the exception of some of the parts that the details that were dropped with regard to Coyote Pass and that damn NDA, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. That Cody did that to Mary. But yeah, just when you thought that we was all team, we all in this together. No, you're not. Wrong. You know what I mean? Where's my boy at? We all in this together.
Wrong.
Wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah, just when you thought it was over, I'm rolling out some new content. I've got some things in the pot boiling, so we'll be dropping those as well. Make sure you check those things out. Yeah, just when you thought that it was all over, with all we talk about is sister wives.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. We're gonna be talking about some more stuff. Just real quick, we had a couple more super chats come in. Then I'll let you guys go because I want to make sure everybody gets some good sleep. We had Jody Periscala, member for 2 months. Please join her, Grace. She is decompressing. Oh, please give her grace. She's decompressing. Yeah. I mean, I don't think what are you talking about? McKelty? McKelty? Well, I don't really have a whole lot of like I said, my observations are not of the interview. They're not necessarily criticisms. And I don't really want anybody to think that I'm just gonna be like, oh, McKelty is ridiculous. No, it's just some pointed things that I wanted to talk about that was discussed. So yeah, there's some points that I want to make. Um, you know, based on the conversation. I just have a different view. I have a different perspective on some of the things that were said. And I want to make sure that if McKelty does see it, that she gets just a different view of what is going on. Because I think there were some things that I disagree with, and I just want to give a different perspective. I'll leave it there because if I give too much away, the next thing you know, somebody else will come out with a video about it and be like, surprise, surprise. Where's my girl at? Hold on 1 second.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
But here you go, Ty. Let's go to $5 super chat from Ty. Ty be in the house on Saturdays. Thank you for all you do, James. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for all you do. Join the membership, y'all. The round table be lit. Yeah, I have a good time. I have a great time for the round tables. Folks be putting their thing down. They be, we going back and forth. We be chopping it up. Saturday we chopping it up. So it's really like a cool community thing. Like I said, a lot of what I'm trying to do or the space I'm trying to create, I'm trying to give you guys as much opportunity to be able to get your perspective and your viewpoints out because, content creators are cool and, we get on the camera and yell at our cameras and stuff. That's all fine. But at the end of the day, I think you guys deserve to have your voices heard as well. And that's all I'm just trying to provide. So between like the call-in show, the speak pipe, and the round table. Actually, if you think about it, the only show I really do where I do all the talking is this show. Like all my other shows are usually for you guys, centered around you guys. I never really thought about it that way, but that's what it is. So you guys are my MVPs. All right. So thank you very much, Ty. Hopefully I see some of you guys at the round table. But thanks, Ty. Then we had Michelle Woods in the house with the $10 super treat. Michelle Woods, how you doing, Michelle? This episode was just another drag out for me. Yeah. Hated the cliffhanger they left us with, and Cody on Special Forces was a complete mess. Yeah, he was. He over there pissing in the bushes. He wearing these people raw, Jack. You can see it in their faces. They tired of his shit. They gonna revolt on Cody. Cody is, in the parlance of a few good men, they gonna give Cody a code red. They're about to give him a blanket party. My man Cody would be in for it. Them guys be loading up their socks with some soap and tear his ass up. Cody will be in trouble, Jack, because them people can't stand his ass. You can see it every time he says something, they roll their eyes. They had enough of Cody. Even the DSs, like the staff, they're like, yeah, this dude just he just a baller. I don't know what the hell. He a baller WTF. They're like, but he on them peptides. Like, I don't know. Allegedly. I don't know what the man is taking. And I'm not gonna be part of nobody damn lawsuit. I'm just warning my fellow content creators. Y'all want to be careful accusing him of stuff. Cause he come back, he might be, this dude could be super saucy. He could be whacked out of his mind on juice. And then he get off of it for like 2 months, file that lawsuit, and then go down there and piss clean. You know what I mean? Just a bad time. Chucky. My man said, have a seat, mad dog. I was done. I was done. Diaz come in, Cody running around, and he had he walk into the barracks. He like, have a seat, mad dog. Classic. Yeah, but I agree with you, Michelle. Like at the end of the day, this episode was just another drag out. You know, it was like this is like a space filler. Like that's what it feels like most of Sister Wives is now. It's turned into like just basically the quest for money. They're just trying to come up with content, roll out as many episodes as they can. And the episodes aren't really about anything, but somehow they're going to come up with, I guess, 15 or 20 episodes or whatever, including the tell-alls. And then that'll be that. And we're just supposed to watch it because, you know, we just got nothing better to do. Someone watch Sister Wives, and we're so enthralled with them. Like they're about to learn the hard way that, you know, people's Sundays can be, you know, filled in with some other stuff. But yeah, he ate lunch alone. Yeah, you know, people were sick of his ass. But I appreciate you, Michelle. Yeah, Michelle Woods in the house. All right. All right, Michelle Woods. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you come and check us out on Tuesday. Like I said, I'm trying not to hold folks up too late because at the end of the day, I'm not going to do what Sister Wives is doing and just run it for 3-4 hours just because because you guys are willing to talk with each other and stuff. So I'm just, we're going to run for 3 hours and people going to be late for work tomorrow. Like, I'm not going to do that because it just wasn't enough materials for us to sit here and justify a 3-hour conversation. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you come back and check us out on Tuesday where we'll be doing a call-in show. You'll be able to say your piece of what you think, what you felt was interesting, what you thought some of this stuff was about, what you were outraged about. And by all means, if you want to call in and you want to be, you know, you want to be saucy, you want to be, you know, get your thing on, because I understand what it's like when you watching these types of shows and you don't have people who watch these shows and you want to yell and scream and you want to cuss and try, you ain't gonna believe what this mug did. What? And you have to try to explain like the backstory, and it's too much. And half the time they not even really paying attention because they're like, well, Sister Wives, why are people getting polygamous? Of course it's jacked up. I know, right? So this is an opportunity for you to be able to call in. If you don't want to call into the show, we all, as mentioned earlier, we have Speak Pipe. Thank you, Lizzie B. We have Speak Pipe, so where you get to ask your questions, leave your thoughts. You can make it as spicy as you like. Go ahead. Got a minute 30 on each one of the messages. If you leave a couple messages, we'll try to play as many as we can, if not all of them. I try to play everything that comes through, and I'll comment on it as necessary, or if it needs a comment. Sometimes they stay alone. They don't need my comment. They doesn't say the mouthful. So we do that on Thursday, and then on Saturday, like I said, we have the members roundtable. If you guys want to join that, thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, take care of everyone around you. And again, let's put some hearts in the chat for Janelle's friend who passed. The friends and family, keep those people in mind as we say our prayers or whatever. Because that's rough. Plus, Janelle's had kind of a between losing her son and losing a friend, that's a lot. It's a lot for one person. But she's had children, grandchildren born. So life is life. Life is gonna keep life, and when you get the ups and you get the downs and everything in between. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Once again, make sure you hit us up at Speak Pipe. Come back on Tuesday where we'll have the call-in show. Check out the Speak Pipe show on Thursday. And then on Saturday, we have the roundtable. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Big shout out to the Mega Mods, Lizzie B, Brittany Not Brittany, and of course, Caramel Cuties. Holla! And then we also want to give a shout out to the folks who dropped us, blessed us with some super chats. We have Brittany Not Brittany, Megatron up in the house. I gotta send you an email, Megatron. I'm sending you an email probably tomorrow morning. We had Lizzie B. Then we have Carmel Cuties. Then we had Jody Periscala. Ty left a message. And of course, we had Michelle Woods in the house. So thank you guys so much. I want to wish you all a great night. Have a good night. Make sure you have a fantastic Monday morning. Make it productive, make it awesome, and make it yours. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm James. That's my take. And this has been my take on reality. And we out.